Hello, and this is Erin Swenlin today with your Daily 5. All right, I've got lots to show you as always, so let's get it started. Okay, first I'm going to start off with the SPY 1-year daily chart. This is one, of course, we watch very closely at Decision Point, as well as probably everybody else. And right now, as of the current market conditions, you can see the price, here it is over in the thumbnail, we've got a nice gap up. But right now I'm a little concerned because it still hasn't managed to, number one, get through gap resistance, which has been an issue for quite some time. And the other problem I have is it's not quite out of the ascending triangle, which is a bearish pattern. So I think we're still going to be looking at some difficulty getting that breakout above the gap resistance, but I have to say we're looking pretty good today. We already have pretty good volumes coming in, and if you look right here, you can see our PMO is finally turned up. We've been having a lot of starts and stops, if you will, to try and get it back up here. But now we're finally, it looks like a pretty good bottom here on the PMO. So if this momentum can hold up, then I think we'll be doing pretty good here. So we'll watch this closely, of course, at Decision Point as well. I want to see what happens with this OBV at the end of the day. If we get a nice pop in volume to the upside, then we could be looking at a possible confirmation, or at least a confirmation that this breakout might hold up. My first thought when I saw this candle this morning was reverse island. So we'll have to see. Maybe it'll come back down. We won't have the island, but there's a good chance that if we get a big push to the upside today, there's a chance we might see a bit of a downside to make this an island formation. But we'll see. The last island we had back here, you can see we had about 4 days before we got the big drop. So not too bad. All right, next one I want to look at is the percent of stocks above their 20, 50, and 200-day EMAs. I love this indicator. Carl loves this indicator because it's very easy to understand. It's pretty much just counting up how many of the stocks in the S&P 500 have their price above the 20-day EMA, 50 and 200-day EMAs. And what we like to watch for here are exactly what you're seeing here, negative divergences. When we're on an upswing, that's what I'm looking for, are possible problems coming in. When we're moving to the downside, the first thing I want to do is start finding upside or positive divergences. Right now, we're on the upside, so we have to pay attention to negative divergences. And you can see right here, now we had one that formed already up between here and this top, and now we're looking at it, you can tell in the thumbnail even better, we're looking at declining tops again, and that is happening while we're seeing price moving higher. So that's something to be concerned about. You definitely want to see these numbers improve at the end of the day. These are from Friday, so we really want to see a nice pop on these numbers, hopefully to even get it above these previous tops here and pretty much kill off that negative divergence. Of course, the stocks above their 200-day EMA, you're not going to get any pops out of that. That moves pretty slowly. So at this point, we're going to probably be stuck with a negative divergence here. But if we get a little bit of a move up here, I think we'll be doing all right. All right, this one has been something that Carl and I have talked about. I don't know that he wrote about it recently, but I know I wrote about it recently. I've talked about it in my Decision Point Diamonds. I talked about it last week. And here is the chart that I have today. So I had talked to my Diamonds readers after we had the big push to the upside, and I bought on this bar right here, OHLC bar. And of course, the very next day, it was down for something percent. But I held out for it. I told my readers that this might be a better entry point right now to get in. Of course, we ended up getting that pop, so any of the really short-term traders did all right. And then we started to see that decline again, which wasn't great, but I held out because we still had rising bottoms here that were holding up. I still thought that the double bottom was in play, and I I actually, turns out I was right. We ended up with a huge pop today. Currently, UNG is up over 14.75%. And the reason I show this isn't to just say, hey, look, we made a great call. I'm saying, I'm putting it out here because we only now just executed this double bottom. And when you have these patterns like this, a double bottom pattern, you can do a measurement. If you get that confirmation to the upside, usually all we're looking for is about a 3% move past that confirmation line. Well, we got that today. So this pattern has now been executed. And so the upside potential or the upside target that we have based on the pattern itself, on the conservative side, that would give you a move to about 1350, which is right here. If you want to go a little less conservative and take the height from this bottom to this top, then we're looking at a move, let's see, 4.5. So from here, so that's right up here at $14. So my target right now is $14, and I think that UNG could certainly hit that. We've got momentum going. Even with this giant move today, we're still staying out of that overbought territory on the RSI. So I have to say I still like it, I still own it, and I will be hopefully seeing you all at the $14 level later on. But you know, these patterns don't always conclude the way they're supposed to, so I'll be watching it very closely. And of course, I will let my Diamond subscribers know when I decide to get out. So I will keep you all informed. All right, so I want to talk about the technology sector as I lead into this Diamond of the Week that I'm going to give everybody when I do my daily 5, when I do interviews, when I do chart watchers, I will usually share one of my diamonds. Diamond reports, I do 5 diamonds per day, 3 times a week. So you get 15 of my diamonds per week. So that adds up to 60 a month. So I am raising those prices. They've been pretty successful and it takes a lot of work. So those will be going up. But let's go ahead and look at our diamonds setup for today. So I'm looking at technology. Technology has made the turn. You know, it came down here, it broke the rising trend, but that 50-day EMA, it did not even need to go down to test it, and it has started to make a run to the upside. When I checked the sector summary today, XLK is the big gainer for the day, but it's also over the past week one of the significant gainers among the other sectors. So I thought it was time to maybe come back into technology and take a peek at what's going on and maybe find a diamond of the week from there. So I'm looking right here at that XLK chart. You can see the rising trend. We are getting a little bit overbought on that RSI, and we could be looking at an island, just like I talked about with the major market in general. But I like this recovery off of the 50 and 20-day EMAs. We're back in that rising trend channel. And if we look here in the thumbnail, we can see some improvements coming through. And one would be, of course, the bullish percent index. That's starting to make a turn to the upside. Notice the volume has been coming in over the past 3 days to give us a higher high. So on Friday, we were actually getting a little bit of warning signs that we might be seeing a good move here in technology. You can see the PMO is turned up. It's going to continue higher. I suspect we're going to see that buy signal. So I think technology is going to be this week's pick as far as where I want to go looking for my diamonds when I go mining. So that's one of the places I'll probably concentrate on this week. But I'm always flexible. I'm always moving when I need to move. So if things start to switch up and I start seeing different stocks in my scans, then I will, as I've done previously, show off a sector and then show some of the charts within it. So let's look at Sienna Corp real quick here. And here is this week's Diamond of the Week. And actually, I presented this to my Diamond subscribers last week. So Diamond subscribers, you were already in on this at the beginning. So what happened back then, this is when I talked about it, was on this bar, this breakout bar. And this was the level that we were at that time. And I always do a stop area. I don't generally set my stops to 12%, but I did want to show my readers that if you wanted to go down to these lows, to the bottom of this consolidation zone, that's what your stop would have to be from that point. So obviously it would be even deeper now, but now that we've risen a lot higher since I did the diamond report, we've got a little bit of a bump here, probably 1.5%, 2%. I would start considering my stop more into the middle of this, where the 20-day or maybe where the 50-day EMA is. But look at this setup. We've got a nice, we've got a nice PMO buy signal. Wow, my PowerPoint's going crazy. And we've also seen, that move to the upside. Here was a fake out move. We didn't get the breakout, but notice we got the PMO buy signal here and the breakout all at the same time. So this one really caught my eye, and I thought you all might enjoy this particular pick. This is this week's Diamond of the Week for Decision Point. So have fun with it. And I put my stop area. If this is something that looks interesting to you, let's see how it does. All right, and that is my daily 5. But before I go, I wanted to let everybody know that in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, all of the decisionpoint.com reports are going to be moving to a much higher price point. In fact, diamonds are doubling their price. So go out there now. The lower prices are still there. You can even use the code there to get a 1-week trial to make sure you like it. And get those low prices locked in, and you won't have to worry about any of these price rises as they come along. So you're going to be good. So thanks for watching. This was Erin Swenlin with decisionpoint.com.
Hey, Grayson Rose here with StockCharts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider giving it a like down below, maybe leave us a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe at the link up above. We're gonna bring you daily content from an incredible collection of technical analysts and financial experts.